So in this second part, discussing the role of motivation in personal development, I'm going to ask the question, is the personal development and personal growth industry exploiting people? Or is it simply the dopamine supply network at work? Dopamine is a neuromodulator, and what it does is that it floods the brain with a certain feel-good sensation, and it rewards the brain for expectation. It likes novelty, it likes excitement, it likes stimuli. The whole thing about dopamine is that it's manufactured, or its manufacture in the brain is reliant on the stimulation that we get from novelty and newness, excitement. Well, what better way to create and fabricate novelty, newness and excitement than by experiencing motivation? Motivation is a flash in the pan emotion, but it gets its reward from your own brain because of the dopamine that is stimulated by the desire for and expectation of some kind of reward. So if you're in a mindset whereby you think, this is it, this wind behind my sails is going to be the answer to all of my problems, this one quick fix is going to be the thing that slays the dragon for me, the dopamine hit that you get from that sense of imagined reality from your motivation is going to be considerable. And yet, as in all addictions, your tolerance for it is going to go up. And so you may start out by being attracted to the idea of a motivational quote. You may graduate to books, bookshops. You may graduate further into watching motivational work on YouTube. You may do a workshop. You may get a personal coach who's only too willing to deal in motivation. And then you may finally decide, take out a second mortgage practically, and go to a 4-day event with a guru of some kind. As in all addictions, what's happened is that you have raised the bar on the amount of the material, your addictive material you need, because your tolerance to it has grown. So the people who go to the 4-day expo and who are sold motivation and the whole idea of you can do this, they didn't wake up one day with this brainstorm thinking, I know what I'll do. I will take out a small loan, buy airline tickets, go to a totally different country or state and attend a 4-day event, which will involve a new wardrobe and expensive hotels. No, they got there by slow, gradual processes, creating their own motivation addiction and their own dopamine addiction. That relationship between those two things has created a situation now for them where they have to get the biggest hit they can. And the biggest hit they can get, of course, is to literally meet in person their guru. So if dopamine relies on novelty and excitement, stimulation, uncertainty and reward, people who are sold on motivation tend to have just naturally an attraction to flash in the pan types of activities and feelings. So what's the antidote? Is it just the case that the feel-good factor and the extravaganzas and the showmanship and the flashing lights and the music and the choreography and all of that kind of stuff, is it just that this is a natural response at an industry level to a need which has been created by people who are inadvertently addicted to dopamine and addicted to motivation? Are the clients vulnerable? Certainly they are. but they're not necessarily vulnerable to showbiz. I'm not suggesting that the gurus out there have sat down and analysed the role of motivation as an addiction and the way that dopamine addiction participates in the process. I don't think that they've mapped that out on a piece of paper and said, let's exploit these vulnerable people. I think rather they've found a way to meet a need, a market demand if you like. There are so many people out there who are hooked on novelty and hooked on motivation because they think it's going to be the next big thing, the next stimulus that's going to create the sea change, the change in their lives that they so crave. I'd like to leave you with one thought, if I may. Whatever it is you dare to do or dare to dream, begin it now.